let's go over to Los Angeles before we get over to the inmates and Trump and Harvard and all of that stuff. Let's go over to that. All right. So, Los Angeles. Let me get this together. Los Angeles is bad out here. The first thing that I want to share with you guys is apparently there's an Armenian crime syndicate that's happening out in Los Angeles. Let me switch over my account really quickly so that we there's a crime syndicate that's happening out in Los Angeles, and that's recently been upended by the FBI because the mayor and none of those people are able to do anything successfully. So make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications. Let's rock.
And our top story tonight, the Feds say they have dealt a crushing blow to Armenian-Russian organized crime in the San Fernando Valley. A mob, prosecutors say, ruled with an iron fist and specialized in murders, kidnappings, and massive fraud. KKL News reporter Tom Wade is here to explain why these arrests, they could be significant, Tom.
Yeah, Pat, and I was just poring over these court documents, and they are very unsettling, to say the least. Very disturbing. Yeah, absolutely. So some of the details of these arrests, well, they're just terrifying. The court documents read like a mafia movie. The suspects arrested for kidnapping and torture. The feds even say they found videos on the suspects showing some of these alleged crimes. Two dramatic morning raids, one in the Hollywood Hills and another in Burbank. Federal agents making arrests and seizing evidence in connection with a far-reaching investigation into Armenian organized crime. 13 people were taken into custody on a range of charges, including attempted murder.
I found it for you guys. So this was my mom and my father. So obviously you're able to see that my dad looks like me. This is my parents. All right. This was a little bit before he passed. That's what my father looked like. And that's what my mom looked like. All right. That's what my parents look like. All right. That's what they look like. So now you know what my parents look like. I am a clone of my father. I'm literally a clone of my father. All right, let's get back to the show.
Kidnapping and fraud.
When it comes to large-scale organized crime cases like this, it takes a lot of time to investigate and indict 13 defendants. Oftentimes, you need cooperators.
According to court documents, Armenian organized crime, which has ties to the Russian mafia, made LA County a hub for its U.S. operations. Investigators say there's been a power struggle inside the crime ring, leading to murder attempts and kidnapping.
One of the biggest challenges is the danger in prosecuting these cases. The people that are involved, they don't want to cooperate. And even people who are victims might be afraid of retaliation for themselves or for their families.
The U.S. Attorney's Office says the suspects in this case not only carried out violent crimes, they also set up fake companies to steal more than $83 million worth of products from Amazon.
Armenian criminal enterprises working with the Mexican mafia have been a problem for the Southland for many years. What is interesting about this case is you're not dealing with just violent crimes, but you're dealing with robberies, $80 million from Amazon. That's pretty significant, as well as significant credit card fraud.
Armenian organized crime has had a foothold in LA for years. Back in 2016, a man in his 30s was found murdered at a Toluca Lake apartment building. Police said the victim was an Armenian gang member. In 2018, a Glendale police narcotics detective was arrested, accused of having ties to the Mexican mafia and Armenian organized crime. Tuesday's arrest could mark a significant moment in dismantling a vast crime ring.
So first of all, I want to give credit to the Trump administration and all of the people that he has to continue to work on making sure that he busts up all of these crime rings. When I think about and I see this type of stuff happening, right? Because also what's going on is the Los Angeles mayor is out here pretending like she's going to solve for crime.
How a party near downtown Los Angeles turned into disruption and a vandalism spree. Now officials say that some of the alleged vandals were recruited over social media. ABC's Trevor Alt has more.
Los Angeles authorities trying to find the dozens of people responsible for hours of chaos and mayhem that followed a Memorial Day weekend rooftop party.
What happened last night was egregious, completely unacceptable.
Police were alerted to the party at an abandoned building Saturday night. A crowd of more than 1,000 people spilling into the street. Partygoers soon hanging from street signs, vandalizing businesses and buildings, even tagging this police cruiser with spray paint. Authorities say vandals then disrupted the trains. About 50 people delaying service for 20 minutes, banging on windows and spray painting up and down the cars, some tagging the inside as well. No one was hurt. Officers donning riot gear, lining the streets, even firing some rubber bullets to disperse the crowd. The mayor promising aggressive action.
The way it turned out was it was just pandemonium. We cannot do this. We cannot do this in our city. And it has to be stopped. It is unacceptable under any and all circumstances.
When I think about it, I got two different thoughts, right? When I look at this whole situation. First, let's take the Armenian crime ring and let's talk about that. My first thought when I think about this whole Armenia crime ring and all of this stuff is we focus so much on the dumb stuff, the small stuff, and they out here running whole crime rings and ruining the whole world. When you go over to Los Angeles and you see some of these Armenians, and I see them all the time, and then these Rolls Royces and these G-Wagons and stuff, man, they not running no legitimate businesses. They out here finessing the world. They are literally finessing the world. They are out here terrorizing the world, taking over the world, in no way, shape, or form running legitimate businesses, not even close to a legitimate business, right? But they move in silence. They loud with the way that they move around, with the way that they drive and how they dress, and you know what I'm saying, what they running with and all of this stuff. But they are quiet about the things that they doing, and they moving in silence. And they robbing everything, taking everything, and destroying everything. Monsters, organizations, killing people. They not loud with it. They not disruptive with it. You're going to have to do a whole investigation and be able to figure out what's going on. Think about this for a second. We spend an incredible amount of time trying to figure out whether or not this person got bust down with baby oil. And Armenians is out here in Los Angeles running entire crime rings and probably embezzling, stealing, and finessing billions, millions, if not billions of dollars. This is why I tell people all the time that the black versus white conversation, that the whole Diddy situation is entertaining, but that is the thing that's keeping you distracted from the people that's really taking all of the money, controlling the unions, taking over businesses, running entire crime rings, and getting people killed and moving money back and forth across the United States of America. I'm telling you, bro, we spend so much time on bullshit. You so busy focused on whether or not this person said the N-word to you. Do you think that Armenians care that I'm even talking about them right now? They trying to figure out how they can have a succession in leadership and how they need to pivot because the FBI is on to them now. I'm telling you the honest to God truth, bro. Do you think, bro, whenever they see black people and Africans arguing about who's truly an American descendant of slave, they out here finessing the world. They out here finessing the world and transferring. By the time you catch three, they done already transferred $200 million back to a Swiss bank account overseas. They will sacrifice three to fund millions. And y'all be sitting here talking about the Diddy files. Did Diddy bust them down? Man, what the fuck is going on? And then you got Big Dumbo. You got Dumbo the fool over here. Karen Bass sitting here talking about, and something has to be done, and it cannot go unchecked. It cannot go unchecked. Y'all really think that this woman is going to do anything to solve for the crime and the issues and the problems that's really happening in Los Angeles? I'll do you one better. When you get to these Armenian crime rings and syndicates and stuff, Man, don't you know that these officials, these LA County officials and these judges and these detectives and these police officers and these politicians, man, they already know. They already know. Here in Michigan, here in Detroit, I had somebody tell me yesterday, man, this is a small world. I can't believe that this person, oh, this person, and this person, oh, this person. I do you one better. And I'm not going to let this information out. I got information yesterday about a politician, a very, very, very powerful politician. I got to do my own investigation, and then I got to see what's going on. And I'm gonna tuck this one in my back pocket because it doesn't serve me any whatsoever to just say it out loud or to figure out, tell people what it is that I found out yesterday through a friend of a friend of a friend. And then I wind up confirming some of it myself, that a very powerful politician is trying to cover up something here in Michigan, trying to cover up something that happened behind the scenes because they're trying to put themselves in a position to really be more successful. I couldn't believe it. But then at the same time, I said, I do believe it. I said, how many people knew about this? Oh, this person knew about it, and this person knew about it. Everybody be knowing everything before it ever even hit the media. Before it hit the media, they done already did this, they done already took this, they done already did that. Everybody be knowing everything that's going on. We just be acting surprised because it's news to us. Everybody behind the scenes know. All of your favorite politicians, all of your Congress members, all of the senators, they all a part of the same crime syndicates. They just so happen to be. Why do you think that they so gung-ho? There's nobody. And when I say nobody, look at her. Nobody. Not one person is more adamant, is fiercely defending about keeping a job than a politician. They don't even make no money like that. They don't even really make that type of money like that. Like most politicians, compared to the amount of money that they spending to keep their job, it's a power move, bro. It's a power move. You think that Nancy Pelosi cares about staying a Congress member because she really cares about the people? You think that Bernie Sanders fought hard and is spending millions and millions and tens and hundreds of millions of dollars a year to keep their job because they're really for the people and we want to make sure that we stop the oligarchy? Bruh, there's nobody more fierce about keeping their job than a politician. Politicians will fight you too. They will have your head knocked off, boy. Nobody is more fierce about keeping a job than a politician. Nobody. Not one person. And you think that they care about that little stupid salary that they're getting. Get the hell out of here, bro. Get the hell out of here. Somebody asked me yesterday, they said, Anton, would you ever think about running for mayor of Detroit or some office? I said I couldn't. Ain't no way in the world that I could. They said, why? I said, because number one, I don't know where the money is. Why would I sacrifice making millions of dollars doing what I want to do so that I can have public scrutiny and then make $200,000 and something a year? I said, I was making more than that at my day job. I was making more than that at my day job. Why would I give up this to become a politician? Where is the money at? Where is the incentive to continue to be a politician? It's got to be some money somewhere in there. It's got to be a power move. It's got to be something. Something got to give. You telling me I'm going to give all of this up to be scrutinized publicly, to be a public servant? I said the only way that I could see it is if I'm done with everything. I ran in my bags. I've been super successful and I truly just want to serve the people. Other than that, what's the point? What's the point?